At the Kennedy Center, one of the incredible voices you heard right there leading the production is tenor Adam Smith, who is making a splash on TikTok thanks to some of these videos like this one, my friend. He's here this morning joining us to share more on the production. Okay, we got to ask, is there something behind the shirtless videos?
No, that was impromptu. That was literally... I know who to blame for that.
Okay.
That was an impromptu video I did after a show. It was just a joke in a dressing room that I was having fun singing that
well, I mean, it is blowing up on TikTok, so...
yeah, well, it wasn't...
Did you ever think singing opera shirtless would bring you...
I try to avoid singing shirtless because it's distracting.
We love it. We love it. I'm glad to have you here on Good Day DC with us. Talk to us a little bit about how you got into classical music, how you got into opera, all of this. Really fascinating.
I have three brothers, and we all were musical. I played the violin since I was 4, and I started on the violin, and then graduated slowly but surely to various different instruments, continued the violin, but then singing took over in my late teens, and started with musical theatre, and then went into opera, but fell into opera because I went to music college to try and become a musician for singing. But I went to music college and fell into opera and realized that I could sing as loud as I want. With that, and I didn't have a microphone, so I could sing as loud as I want and not have to actually, quieten myself down.
Right, which is remarkable because you just have such power and such high attention to your voice when you're singing. And to be in a place like the Kennedy Center, singing in front of thousands of people without a microphone, I mean, that's just incredible.
Well, I mean, we train for years to be able to do this. I mean, we train our whole lives to be able to do. We continue. It's a continuous training. And the whole point is to be able to learn to use the whole body to project sound. But it's the most authentic, the most human form of sound production, a human form of connection, because it's literally a frequency of the body connecting to another person. And I have friends that say that it's literally, it cures for briefly their arthritis because it's literally sound waves entering their body. Yeah.
So a lot of people at home probably don't know this. A lot of my friends don't really know. I love classical music, opera music. In the mornings, I wake up at 1:30 in the morning, and I find it very comforting, very peaceful to listen to it because there's not a lot of thought that goes into listening to it. It's just beautiful sound coming out of a voice or coming out of a musical instrument. For you, what artists do you find that you gravitate towards? What are your favorite artists that you've grown up with?
Well, I mean, I grew up, when I was becoming a singer, when I was, well, even before that, when I was growing up listening to singers, of course I was listening to the three tenors, you know, Luciano Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, and Jose Carreras. They were so famous because they'd done the Italian World Cup, I believe it was. And it was such a special event when they did that, and of course they were super famous, and they were on all the recordings, and they were some of the best, you know, and it was easy to listen to them. But later on, my main inspiration was a tenor from even previous to that generation, was Franco Corelli, who had a very, very special way of singing, and you know, I never want to sound like anyone. I always want to sound like myself. But it just so happens, weirdly, that we have almost exactly the same physiology. And there are so many there are only so many human beings in the world. You know, we have only so many voices that are possible. The difference is I'm English and he was Italian, so you know.
A little different there.
Different natures, you know, but fundamentally,
I do want to ask a little bit about your role at the Kennedy Center with the Washington National Opera. You guys are kicking off the season with Aida. Talk to me a little bit about your role and why you love this role.
Well, Radamès is a fiendishly difficult role, and he's a warrior. And it's very much written like that. The music is written like that. He's a warrior, and he is caught between love and country, and I think that it is something we can all relate to. But nowadays, in being caught between various different emotions, but it's also something very much from historically, which can take you out of the real life and put you into a different world, which I think is the point of art. And the role is very stentorian, very, you know, it's very beautiful, but it starts off with this very difficult aria. but then grows throughout the opera, and he goes through a really beautiful character arc. Many of the characters do, and yeah, it's a glorious role to sing.
Okay, well, you guys are going to be performing Aida until I think November 2nd, right? This,
Correct. Yeah, we
coming
have
Sunday.
more performance this week.
Okay.
Please come see us. You know, it's an amazing show, and I think you'll love it. Really.
Yes, absolutely. And for those of you out there, I definitely suggest seeing his TikTok, his Instagram.
Yeah,
more than just shirtless videos. There are some great videos of
Adam
you
Smith
just
tenor,
of you just performing and practicing, warming up.
Yeah, just behind the scenes stuff. Exactly.
It's really
you can
insightful.
See what it takes in some ways to be able to do this.
Love that. Adam, thank you so much for joining us with this morning. We appreciate it.